right, hello wine-drinking people. Today is Thursday, December 29th, and hey man, if you're not starting to think about champagne at this time of the year, celebrating the biggest event, New Year's Eve, most people only drink champagne a couple of times a year. To me, it is an absolute travesty. Champagne, if I had to pick my favorite wine, it would definitely be champagne, because this is one of the most labor-intensive wines to make. When you look at the amount of times you have to touch this bottle before it arrives to its consumers. And sure, there's a lot of big producers, and champagne is one of those things that you get influenced by the brand. A lot of people drink Veuve Clicquot because it's everywhere, and they had it at some special occasion, and that's brings them back and makes them think about these happy times in their life. But I beg you want to try some of the great small producers in Champagne, like Champagne Philippe Gonet. And we've got Chantal Gonet will be here on Thursday, January 12th. This little house was founded in 1830 and located in the heart of the Mesnil-sur-Orge region, and literally a stone's throw away from the famous Clos de Menil vineyard. Krug, my favorite champagne house, produces a single vineyard wine from this famous cru, Clos de Menil, and it's $1,000 a bottle. So just amazing to me. Like I said, you can get small producers like Gonet. These guys have 23 hectares of family vineyards divided among 47 parcels, and of course, Chardonnay is the star here. And these guys produce champagnes with incredible complexity. I love Blanc de Blanc, the Grand Reserve, an incredible value. When you look at the quality and the small production here, we can sell champagnes from small producers like this at the same price or cheaper than the big guys. And hey, there's no bad champagne. When it comes to the world's greatest sparkling wine, this process was invented over hundreds of years. It didn't happen by one person. Mr. Dom Perignon didn't create champagne. He was a master blender, and you have to be to make great champagne. This area is very far north, and they have much more vintage variation than other parts of France or other parts of the world. So a lot of these wines are a blend of several vintages. Most champagne houses, calling cards, and non-vintage is a blend of 3 vintages, 90% the current vintage, and then reserve wines to add in layers of complexity that you don't get every year because of vintage variation. But we're showing 5 champagnes from this famous house here. We've got the great Roy Soleil here, Grand Cru, Blanc de Blanc, Extra Brut, which this is becoming very popular, drier styles of champagne, and with global warming, they're starting to get higher levels of ripeness in champagne, so you don't need as much dosage. You know, when they make champagne, it undergoes the first fermentation. It's at about 11% alcohol, and then it undergoes a secondary fermentation. It's the only wine in the world that's made like this. In this bottle, they add sugar and yeast to the already made wine, and what does that do? It kicks up the alcohol, and it adds those little magic bubbles that tingle your palate. And Champagne Gonet ages their entry-level Grand Reserve for 36 months. It's only 18 months that's required by law, but all of the great houses add in a little extended time to give the wines more complexity. So check it out. We've got some great champagnes here. We got Chantal Gonet. This tasting is only $55 per person, and you know Tony will be providing some tasty treats to go with these bubbles. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.